feeling myself, yeah, I'm feeling myself. And feel like I want a champion belt. I feel like I want a champion belt. Feeling myself when I'm counting the wealth. Feeling myself when I'm counting the wealth.
Hey everybody, it's me, Sharpie. I'm back with another video. Yes, I'm back. How you guys doing tonight? In my bedroom, chilling. This is where I do my videos. I like to be cool, relaxed, and comfortable when I do my videos. I noticed that a lot of YouTubers, have desks and do the really nice videos and everything like that. But mine is pretty calm, cozy, and I just like to have a discussion. It's like us having a discussion, like I'm your best friend or your mom or your auntie, and we just talk in a nice, comfortable setting. So it's not too hostile or too intimidating. It's just a nice, relaxed place. So how you guys doing? I'm Shara B, mother, author, inspirational speaker of how I succeeded in a abusive relationship and how I was able to get out of that relationship. Also, I talk about the 3 topics: life, love, and literacy. And I know I haven't been speaking about in a minute, but I always have my subjects talk around life, love, and literacy, because those are what I am known for. And I always speak about my experiences and what I have experienced in my life and experiences of what I saw other people experience. And most of my topics are based on my content, and I do not use other people's content or other people's information, or I don't even watch, I watch other people's videos, but I don't use any of their information in my videos. Everything's based on my experience. I know a lot of people know about history or his story. A lot of that has been distorted, so I don't use any of that either. So I know a lot of people like to have people quote or use information to back up information and things like that, and I don't do that. I use my experience of what I've been through, and that's fact enough and proof enough, because I've been through it and I can help others succeed and get through things as well. So if you see me, I do not quote, and I learned that in college. In college, I quoted everything. We had to quote and have a whole page of quotes of whomever we wrote about, because they wanted us to have backup to anything that we discussed. And I felt like I didn't understand why. I mean, we all live here, and our mission is to experience this place and to give feedback to people that are struggling in this place. We're supposed to be bringing back new information, or our information, to the new people that come here, because we're the elders of the information. We're the holders of the information because we've been here for so long. So you're collecting all of this data to soon pass on to the next generation. So that is what our goal should be, is to be here to continue to spread this information for the young ones, so that they don't have to go through the same mistakes and trials and things like that we went through. Okay? So that's my opinion. So I only use my experiences on here. So you rarely will hear me quote anybody. If I do quote someone, it's because their message was pretty darn powerful, and it really resonated with me in some way that I use them. But I don't use names. I use the protection of others, protection of family, protection of everybody that I don't use, because my views are a little bit different than other people's views. And I don't want anyone associating me and my experiences with anybody in my family or my friends or anyone like that, because we're not alike. We think differently. We're different people. We're separated. But in this society, when you probably see me on video, you think that probably my family thinks the same way as what I think, and some of the things they probably agree with, but these are my experiences and this comes from me. So I don't use names or anything like that to protect my family and friends and people in my life. So let's get started. So today's video, we're going to be discussing submission. So what I'm discussing about submission is going to fall around love. So today we're going to talk about in the we're going to stay in the topic of love, because like I said, life, love, and literacy are my topics I talk about of my experience. So we're going to talk about love. So I really haven't done any love videos yet. So this would probably be my first one. When we're on video 7, I forgot to tell, video 7, yes, we're doing video 7 right now. I'm gonna stop counting at 10, but but right now this is video 7. So for anybody that's counting my videos or that is watching, we're gonna do the power of submission. Now this could get pretty controversial, and I don't mind talking about controversial topics. They don't disturb me or my peace because, like I said, when you get to your true higher self, a lot of things don't really too much upset you or get you angry because you understand the concept of all the ways things can be done or said, and you just understand and take an understanding of why things are the way they are or why people do what they do, and not get too upset about how things are, because we live in a place of negativity, mostly, unfortunately. I'm sorry, but we do. So, and today is about submission. So this is about submission to your partner. Okay, so anyone that's in a relationship or have a husband or wife, this is about being submissive. And we're going to just talk about adults. And I'm not talking about teenagers. You guys don't know anything about this. I'm going to leave you out of it. This is for people that are experienced, have been in a relationship for a long time, or have been in several relationships, and are probably a little bit afraid of being submissive. So we're just going to talk about that right now. So when it comes to women, women have a natural submission to men. So if the man, and I'm going to get on you guys, and another thing, I talk about everybody. I don't just strictly talk about women. I don't strictly talk about men, our kids. I talk about everybody. When we're getting into our self-love, it's everyone. It's just not women or just men. We have to talk about everybody, because how can we just talk about the woman and what she does, or talk about the man and what he does? We need to bring all of this together, and both people need to be responsible and held responsible for both things that they're doing, because both genders are making some mistakes and making things happen here in this place that's making things uncomfortable. So we need to talk about everybody, even myself. Like I said, at a time I was toxic. And you'll read that in my book when I complete it. Right now I'm working on it. So we're in the working process of it. But you'll read about me and my toxicity. But this is about submission. So a woman doesn't have a problem being submissive. I mean, you guys, if you're watching this, a woman, and listen to me, we do not have a problem being submissive. We don't. And you probably think that we do. I'm going to tell you why we probably have a problem and what we can do about it. So a lot of women may be toxic, okay? They grew up in a home of either, and I'm not even going to talk about single parents, because you can have a very loving single parent home. So a single parent home isn't toxic. It's about the parent that is actually raising or it's handling all of this responsibility. So sometimes that person can be toxic because they're depressed and they lack self-love because they're feeling bad because their partner's no longer there. So anyway, a lot of the toxicity comes from being hurt. And a lot of people on this planet have been hurt. Probably everyone had a broken heart at one point. When you put in a lot of energy into something and you expect it to work, because the more energy you put in something, the more precious it becomes to you. And when you put in all this energy into someone, and I'm talking about men and women, you get attached and you really want it to work. You don't want to hear the words no or break up or cheating or nothing, because you've put this energy and you feel like you deserve this relationship because you put in this work. So when people have went through this, a lot of times they are hurt because they put in this energy and then they were hurt because the person that they gave it to hurt them and didn't give them the energy back. So the energy didn't transfer correctly. So all the energy that they put out didn't transfer back. That's why you have to understand to watch who you give your love to, who you give your heart to. They have to deserve that. You don't just put out and don't get anything and then hope that potential will bring it one day. No, it's give and take. It is tit for tat. And people talk about, well, tit for tat. It is. Because if I'm putting this out, you're not going to get nothing as much as what I'm getting back, because energy, it needs to transfer. And if you're putting out too much, you're going to become tired, fatigued, and that's when depression and your psych and all this mental stuff start happening, because you're putting out too much energy, you're not getting anything. And when you're not getting anything, that's when you start losing yourself, because you're losing your energy. That's why you have to put energy in things that you get something back. Just like if you work a job, if you're not making enough money at your job, you're going to get tired of working there, because you're putting so much energy into this place and they're not giving you a raise. They're not giving you what you're worth. So you want out and you move on. Same thing with a relationship. When you invest your time, you expect this relationship to work. You expect a marriage out of it. You expect something from it. So when people have been hurt, when they get into a new relationship, a lot of people just run into another relationship called rebound. And rebound is horrible, because when you get with the rebound person, a lot of times that rebound person is a really good person that can probably potentially help you out of your situation and give you the love that you need for yourself. But you're just with them because you're hurt about the situation between you and the ex. So rebounds are no-nos. You need to sit by yourself, be alone. And I know you hate that, because I know I hated it when my mom told me I need to be alone. I was so mad. Like, I don't want to be alone. But it's the best treatment to help you. I'm telling you. Because a psychiatrist can only go so far. I mean, we, at the end of the day, ultimately got to help ourselves. But it's good to talk to them, because they can put some thoughts in your head and make you think of things that you didn't think about before. So they do help with that. And just like what I'm doing, I'm putting some things and pieces and miracles and manner in your mind to have you think about things that you might not be thinking about. But people are hurt. So when people get in these relationships, they've been broken and they didn't heal. And when they get in this new relationship, they're toxic. Sorry. But they didn't heal. And it was this guy that I used to talk to. And he, before, like, we were talking, and he asked me, he's like, well, did you heal from your relationship? And I really had to think about it. And I said no, because I'm still having the feeling. You cannot move into a relationship until you're over your situation. Because if you get in it, you're not going to be able to accept it as much, because you're still thinking about this other person. I feel like this, and this is in my book, How I Survived. Stay with that person. Stay with the toxic. Be with toxicness. Just be with them. Let it play out. And then you're going to finally, at one point, get tired of it. And my father told me that. I was 5 years in, and I'm like, why am I still with this guy? I don't know why I don't want to leave him. I'm still in love. This and that. And he said, one day you're going to get fed up. It's at the time you get fed up. I'm like, why am I not fed up now? It's been 5 years. Why am I not? He said, you'll know. And he was right. He passed away a long time. He was gone 10 years before I figured it out. But he told me a long time ago, when I was in 5 years in, he told me I was going to get tired of it. And I did. So I understand when it comes to submission, a lot of people are broken, and that's why they're not able to submit. But I'm going to tell you guys this. It's easier to submit to someone that is doing everything that they can do. And you have to just accept people for who they are. And if you don't like them for who they are, then you need to move on. Like I said, we do a lot of moving on here. you need to accept people. Okay? You have to know yourself. Know thyself, once again, what you will accept, what you won't, have standards and boundaries. So then you'll understand when you should submit. And submitting, to me, when I would submit is if I have this guy, he's doing A, B, and C, because I have my list. I don't ever want to be abused again. I'm never going to get punched again. I'm not going to ever get talked down to as a child again. Okay? Those are some things that I'm just not absolutely going through. My list is realistic. It's about loving myself, and I'm not going to have somebody disrespect me and put me down verbally and abuse me. That's just number one. That's not happening. So if this person is able to, do the things that I need him to do, he needs to have a job. He needs to work for himself. If he lived by himself, he needs to work, live with somebody, you need to pay their bills. You can't just live free on this planet. It just doesn't happen. And that's a requirement for me. Sorry. So if he's doing all of this stuff, at that point I can submit, because he hit all of my boundaries and my standards to where now I can relax and I can be submissive, and I can then give him whatever it is that he needs and be quiet. And how men want us to be quiet. That's not a problem, guys. But if you're not doing what you should be doing in your relationship, nobody's going to be quiet. Stop doing stuff. Stop acting silly. The woman, most of the time, told you what she didn't like. She told you that you're acting silly, and you continue to act silly. And then even with women, you keep talking. He's trying to relax. He's trying to have peace. Most men, all they want is peace. That's all they want in their house. They just want peace. And they don't want a woman coming to them. But, guys, if you don't want her nagging or talking about anything, don't do anything. You don't do anything, you won't get anything. Now, if she's nagging and you don't even do anything, and she's just doing it because she's got toxicity in her life, then that's another thing. Then she needs to get help. And just like the man, if you're doing everything that you should be doing, you don't say things, you keep things to yourself sometimes, and you're not bringing up everything. Like when he's cheating, and you know what, you need to talk about that. We need to communicate that. But if he used up the toothpaste and he didn't buy another one, just go buy the damn toothpaste. So it just depends on what it is. You know what I'm saying? That you can just not even worry about. Like, some arguments are just best to be left alone. But when there are huge situations that hurts your heart or hurts you as a person, or it violated a boundary or one of your standards, then you need to communicate that. And hopefully that person will then do it, whatever it takes to give back and communicate. Because guys, girls, if you communicate properly, you'll get whatever it is you want. There's no problem. But if you don't respect a person, they told you to stop, they said don't do that anymore, and then you do it, well, guess what? You're going to hear the shit. You're going to hear the mouth. You're going to hear it. So if you don't want to hear it, then don't do it. Don't do whatever it is that bothers her. And people will submit. No problem. Do whatever it is. But the person needs to know who they are. I mean, because if they're bitching about every single thing that happens, they obviously don't they don't know who they are. They don't know what they like. And everything's just frustrating them because they're trying to figure out who they are and what they like. And they might not need you at the time in their life. They need to figure stuff out. So if you're in a relationship where the guy or girl, where you guys are just too upset all the time, it's probably because you don't know what you want. And you're in this relationship probably feeling some type of way. Do I even want her? Do I even want him? I don't know. So at that point, you probably just need to take some time out to figure out what it is you want and who you are. And a lot of these breakups, divorces, come from toxic people that didn't know who they were, and they just got in this relationship just to be with somebody, just to have something, thought it was love, don't know what love is, and didn't love themselves and put up with stuff and then said, never mind. I mean, that's why you have to know yourself. You gotta know who you are. What do you like? Who are you? What are your characteristics? What do you like to do? I mean, if you don't know none of this stuff, how are you going to be in a relationship? Because one day you're going to like something and one day you're not. And it's like, who are you? I mean, no, you're confusing me. So that's why it's best to at least have some time. So my advice, and I'm going to get off of here, my advice is to take time by yourself. If you ever get in a new relationship, ask the person, have you had time alone? Or are you just getting out of a relationship? Because if they're just getting out of a relationship, 10 times or better, they're going to probably go back with that person because they're not totally over them. So you want to give them time to get over them. Now, some people are 100% over them, but you still need to give them time. So if they've been out of a relationship for 2 months, they need at least 6 months to a year by themselves. I'm just saying, it helps. And then if they go back to that person, then you just dodged a bullet. So you don't have to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like people need time alone. And if a man just got out of a relationship, that's a no-no for me. I'm not going to date you. I'm not going there with you. You need time to yourself. Never had time to yourself, then this isn't going to work. Because I've had time to heal. I've had time to find myself. I've had time to find out who I am. And I expect you to do the same. Because I'm not going to get in any toxic drama relationship. And that's just a no-no for me. So when it comes to submission, it's easy when the person is doing everything that the other person wants them to do. It's not hard. But you have to know yourself and you have to know who you are in order for you to be happy. Because if you don't know who you are, you're not going to be happy. Gotta figure that out first. And then you would be submissive. It's not hard at all. Just respect. That's it. If you respect, you'll get what you want. You're sweet. You're nice. Honey. That draws some good energy. So when you're a beautiful, loving person, then at that point, there's no problem. It's no problem. But when you're a hard ass and you're mean, then nobody's going to be submissive to you. I'm sorry. It's not happening. So anyway, I got to get off of here because this video went a little bit too long. But anyway, I'm Shara B. Please like and subscribe to my video. I really appreciate all of the people that did subscribe and that are watching me and that are viewing everything that I'm talking about. If you have any questions or anything, please leave everything in the comments at the bottom. And also go to my authors page and follow me on sharab.com. Well, it's not sharab.com. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's my Kindle page. So you can view that at the bottom. I always put it down there. Also, if you like my song, Feeling Myself, it's by Dnash. You can also click on that and become a fan of Mr. Dnash and listen to all of his other music. He's a local rapper in Cincinnati. Also, please like, share, subscribe this to somebody that needs to hear it. Somebody needs to hear this stuff. Okay? So send it to them. Somebody does need this. Okay? All right, so I'm out. Love you guys. Take care. Be safe because there's a lot of stuff happening out here. And as I said before, I don't go into any of that drama. It's all about self-love right here. So if you're looking for self-love, you're just looking for someone to talk to and resonate with, come to my channel. I don't do all that other BS and all that stuff that's going on out there. This is about here, and this is about what we're discussing. And if you have anything, any comment, please comment below. I'd like to read them and comment back. Thank you. Thanks for coming to my channel. You all take care and have a great night. Peace. I'm out.
Feeling myself, I'm counting the wealth. Tasting the bag, I'm feeling the best.